Tonight we had a community meeting about the Flower Avenue Green Street project and the proposed new building that Washington Adventist University would like to build on Maplewood. It's a health science profession building. It's going to be 2 stories. They believe that they're going to start construction sometime next year. But the bulk of the meeting had to do with the Flower Avenue Green Street project, a project that the city has had on the books for a number of years. We've raised over $2 million for this project. We're going to put sidewalks on the Silver Spring side of the street. We're going to put new stormwater management on Flower Avenue. We're going to put new street lighting out so that we can put more light on the street. And of course, we will repave it. The utilities, Washington Gas and WSSC will replace their lines. So it's going to be an incredible street once it is finished. Tonight was a briefing for residents. We're at the 65% design level. The county's planning department has unanimously agreed to go forward with this project. They support it. They think it's going to be fantastic for Takoma Park.
Originally, this section of Flower Avenue was owned by State Highway, and the city had limitations over impacting anything along the street. State Highway asked the city to consider taking over responsibility for maintenance and ownership of the road, and in looking at that, we saw it as a great opportunity to bring in some amenities and improvements to a road that otherwise feels like a thoroughfare through a very residential neighborhood. So the goals of the project are to add some environmental improvements through stormwater management, through energy efficient lighting, and also to provide safer passageway for both pedestrians as well as transit riders through the section of the street. We're going to include traffic calming to slow the traffic down to a safe speed. We're going to make compliant sidewalks on both sides of the street. A lot of school kids and a lot of bus riders rely on accessing the street to get to where they need to go, so the improved sidewalks will help make it safer for everyone.
The first objective with Stormwater was to identify locations along this corridor. As you can tell from the plan, it's a very tight corridor. The objective was to fit the stormwater facilities within the city right-of-way. Initially, during planning, early stages of concept, we ended up locating 40 potential locations. We've eliminated many of those locations due to existing utilities, and we're actually down to 7 locations, but that will still meet or exceed the stormwater requirements for the project. Those stormwater locations are all located on the east side of the road, with the exception of a larger facility that we're proposing on the Washington Adventist University property. The stormwater management facilities will collect stormwater runoff and filter it, act like a natural filter before it allows for groundwater recharge back into the ground. Some of the tough challenges were just fitting our design within the right-of-way and trying to work with property owners to get easement agreements to construct sidewalk where we needed a little bit of right-of-way. We ended up actually shifting the center line of the road at a couple locations west in order to squeeze the sidewalk in on the east side where property owners didn't want to sign easement agreements. The other challenge I say would be utilities. Just coordinating with utility companies to make sure that we're avoiding impacts and handling, mitigating those impacts. What's next? We completed 65% design documents in May of 2015. We are trying to wrap up the coordination with Washington Gas. They are currently designing their gas main replacement, and there's a lot of coordination going on because we're trying to fit our proposed lighting and conduit on the east side as well as our stormwater practices and make sure that their new main is avoiding our proposed features. So we're coordinating with them, and we're also wrapping up the design for WSSC for the water main, which is also part of the project. And we're moving ahead with 90% documents. Should be expected to be done those sometime in mid to late October.
Very excited about the Flower Avenue Green Street project. I think it's a long time coming, and we're looking forward to improvements that will both help the environmental profile of the street, stormwater runoff management and such, and also beautify the street, and finally slow down the traffic, which we desperately need.
We're on Maplewood Avenue, and currently experience a fair amount of rainwater runoff through our backyard, and really concerned about both the direction that rainwater might be diverted or even solved through certain solutions in this project. I think residents are interested in what's going on and like to have a voice into the direction of their neighborhood. So I would be an advocate of more meetings, regular meetings, dialogue, just to keep the conversation open. It was helpful. It was nice to see kind of the full scale of the project and different improvements to Flower Avenue, so it was extremely helpful to look at.
The whole purpose of projects like this are to bring the community together and make a shared project, make a shared goal of improvement to something that's in their lives day to day. They live here, they work here, they walk on the street, they drive on the street. So to get people involved in decisions and conversations about what you'd like to see, how could it be improved, how could a change in a streetscape or a sidewalk make your life better. So these kind of meetings bring people together, you share perspectives, people learn things from each other that they might not have otherwise considered, and it allows people to be engaged in the project so that when it actually does get constructed and built, all the residents who participated in that design discussion, their ideas are built right into the project. To consider it, to make recommendations, to ask for changes and improvements. And the end product is really a collective product of not only our design team and our engineers and city staff, but each of the residents that participated in thinking about and making suggestions for the project. So it just brings for a collaborative and collective effort and improves the end result without a doubt. One of the added pluses of this project is we also were able to work with the utility companies to bring in infrastructure improvements that aren't typically able to be part of a streetscape project. So we're going to be seeing a replaced gas main. The existing one is far beyond its useful life, as well as a replaced water main, which is also beyond its useful life. So the end result is not only a safer street with better sidewalks and more environmental amenities, but the actual infrastructure of gas and electricity and water and sewer will also be improved. So not only above the ground, but below ground, the entire street's going to be much better as a result.
This was just giving residents an opportunity to see where the city is in the project. Some residents still have concerns. One of those concerns has to do with Washington Gas replacing their lines, how long there will be a disruption. That shouldn't be more than 24 hours, and there will be a number for residents to call if there isn't any issue longer than that. Another concern is stop signs. Some residents like stop signs, other residents don't, so it's difficult trying to find that happy medium. And finally, residents would like to replace or eliminate bus stops. So we're going to work with Ride-On to see if we can come up with ways so that the bus stops are directly across the street from one another.
In terms of the university's plan to build a building on Maplewood, I like what we're seeing now. Their initial plans to build an extremely large building and cause a zoning change throughout the county was something that the community objected to really vehemently, and the university needed to basically back down and revise their plans. What they're planning now for that building looks good. We still remain concerned because the university is still trying to learn how to consult and collaborate with the community as opposed to simply let us know what they've decided.
Well, tonight we gave a presentation regarding our extension, or as you may call addition, to our health science building. It's a health, careers, and wellness building to help us help our students in the education fields of nursing, radiography, and other health sciences. This building will provide also a community outreach for health education and for health knowledge. And so those are the things that this building represents. It also will beautify the campus as well as the community. We will have pictures on our website. Our website is at www.wau.edu, and we will have community outreach meetings on a regular basis.
The new building that the university is proposing, it's going to be tough if construction is happening at the same time that Carroll Avenue Bridge is closed. That means that, the State Highway Administration has picked Ward 5, Maplewood specifically, to push primarily all the traffic through the city. The building that the university wants to build is on that street. So it would be very, very difficult for residents, for people that have to get to work, get to school, get home, whatever, if Carroll Avenue Bridge is closed and at the same time we have a major construction site going on. I believe that the university will be able to work through these issues, and in the next year and a half, 2 years, we will see a brand new Flower Avenue Green Street project and a new building on Maplewood. And also, the State Highway Administration will give the community a new bridge.
We have a webpage on the city's website, Flower Avenue, and that's the best way to keep updated on design changes and plans. We also hold these community meetings every few months to give residents an opportunity to get an update and ask questions. We typically advertise it with a mailing as well as notices on the street, so anybody who lives in the area can find out about it. So those are the best ways to keep track of the project.